Hello everyone, Nadeem here with PCSN. So today we're going to talk about the advantage Microsoft has implementing AI into our everyday lives. So this question came from the last video that I made about Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, not to be confused with GitHub Copilot. How really it's getting harder and harder for Google to compete in the AI space. The reason for that is because Microsoft is the one that holds most of the business data. There are some businesses out there that use Google Suite. There are some businesses that use the Apple ecosystem. But most businesses out there use the Microsoft ecosystem. So they have their documents sitting in OneDrive, they have their documents sitting in SharePoint, they use Microsoft Teams, they have their appointments in Outlook. All this data that is sitting in the cloud at Microsoft, now Microsoft can use to train their AI models. So this is what I mean. So right now you have some of the front end apps. So here we have like your front end apps. Microsoft Copilot kind of sticks the three pillars together. So basically what happens here is a user in the front end app says, create me a document about my meeting tomorrow morning. Now, this goes to Copilot. Copilot talks to the Microsoft Graph API. It knows your schedule because your calendar's in the Microsoft 365 system, which is what Graph API gives you access to. So it queries the calendar and then it talks to the large language model. Think of it this here is like ChatGPT, right? So the AI model brings in another query for Microsoft Graph. It pulls the documents and chats and Teams items that are related to that appointment, and then it creates that document for you. Google or anybody else really cannot do this because they don't have access to this data, right? And this is really going to give Microsoft an advantage when it comes to AI and really impacting all of our lives. So instead of people having to pay an assistant to do the digging of information across multiple systems, now you can just ask your AI, hey, write me a document in preparation for the board meeting, and boom, it creates it for you. And then put it into a little more context. Maybe you say, hey, uh, easy on the graphics, get a little more text in there. And the AI will recreate that document. Or you might want to say, hey, I want more graphics, let's text. And the AI will create that document for you. So it takes that mundane task, makes things easier for you. And the company with the biggest advantage here is Microsoft because like over a decade ago, they decided they were a cloud first company and they pretty much cornered the cloud. Microsoft 365, Office 365, pretty much most businesses out there, they use this system, right? So I think that helps out some people. I know there was some conversation going around that some people were saying, oh yeah, Google hasn't brought the AI out yet, but once they do, they're going to kill it. Well, I'm not so sure that they will because they just don't have this data that Microsoft has. And AI needs data to train itself, right? I mean, if it doesn't have data, then there's nothing there. What's just AI going to do without data? So hopefully that makes things a little more clear. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out and go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell. It helps out, and everybody be safe out there.